All right, welcome to October Project Vision. Look, I got a few more people coming in. Um, so as you can tell, I am not Adam Sancic, although I'm rapidly catching up to him in the hair department. The mayor's not here, the chief's not here, they're in Japan. So I am standing in, and I can honestly say that city government never looks so good. So welcome to our meeting. As you can see, if you took a look at the agenda, it's a little bit different today. We are celebrating our 1-year anniversary for the Outreach Care Team, and thank you. Much of the team is here today, so you'll be hearing from them. But to kick this off, any first-time visitors? Hold on just a second. We'll give you a microphone because we're recording for PEG TV. If you could stand up and introduce yourself and the organization that you're with.
Sure. Can everybody hear me? Okay. My name is Bailey Wright, and I'm a substance use case manager with Community Care Network at Rutland Mental Health. I do street outreach with the team.
Thank you, Bailey. Anybody else? Oh, called out. That's awesome.
I'm Becca, and I'm a youth ministry intern here at Calvary Bible.
All right, well, thank you.
I'm Nate, and I'm also an intern here at Calvary Bible Church.
Well, we absolutely appreciate all of your support because our meetings would be very difficult without you. So thank you. Let's see, Vision Center update, Commander Prouty, that'd be me. Not a lot's changed, actually, Jan. So we do have, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, the Vermont National Guard has a counter-drug program which has been going on for years. And this year is probably the first time I've seen it change where the embedded person from the Guard is helping with prevention work as compared to just intelligence work with the officers. So that is happening. Kat is not here, I don't believe. But that is one addition to the Vision Center. So Jay, maybe at some point we'll have you guys present how that's developing. I know it's early, but. Okay, any announcements from any of your organizations that you'd like to get out on the Tia? Wait.
For any of you who are not aware, we are the Rutland County Health Partners, or as many know us as Rutland Free Clinic, is having our first annual fundraiser in many, many years. We've been around for 28 years, and I really don't know the last time we did an annual fundraiser, but it's coming up a week from Sunday at the Moose Club. It's called Karaoke for a Cause, and no, it won't be an open mic. It's actually a competition, and the winner of the competition becomes the ambassador for the year for Rutland County Health Partners. So please, if you're looking for something that's just going to be a lot of fun, consider coming. Thank you.
Oh, stay right there. We got a couple more.
Hi, I'm Diane Drake, the director at ARC Rutland area, and I am announcing our annual Halloween dance. If anyone is interested, yay! And we're having a contest this year. So it's very exciting. And we take RSVPs. We're closing that out. Oh, you probably should know when, right? Eek. So it's October 27th at the Elks Club from 1 to 4. And there is a costume contest. Yeah.
Ooh.
So come all and have fun.
Hi, I'm Renee Beaupre-White with the Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging, and I just have one announcement, which is the community survey will be going out in late November, early December. So just wanted to make that announcement.
Hi, Maggie O'Brien, Rutland Regional Planning Commission. I have two quick announcements. One being that, if you recall back in August, Mayor Dungus talked about the local hazard mitigation plan update that our RPC has been leading. And we are at the midway point of the plan development process, so we will be presenting the plan to local officials and the public on the next Board of Aldermen meeting, so October 21st. If that's something you want to learn more about what the plan is and what the team has done so far, I would encourage you to come. And my second announcement is earlier this year, I've made a couple of plugs for our regional plan update with the RPC. We have now launched phase 2 of the engagement, which is report back. So the first phase was learn and assess, where we really tried to get what the community valued and what they want to see reflected in the plan. And this phase is all about kind of reporting back what we heard or what we thought we heard, and making sure that that the draft policies that we developed as a result of that input are going in a good direction, basically. If there are any times to pivot, it has to be now, because after the midpoint, it's going to be much more difficult to do that. So anyway, we have another survey still on our same website. I would be happy to give that link to you if you want it. To kind of look at our draft policies for each chapter and just kind of give your opinion on them and if there's anything that we're missing. And lastly, October 30th at 6 o'clock at our office at 16 Evelyn Street, we will be having our hybrid feedback session where we basically go through every chapter, talk about the policies, and then get the public's reaction on them. Really trying to push this one. So spread the word, and if you're interested, then please feel free to come. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ellie McGarry from Companions in Wholeness. This Saturday, we're having a chocolate fest at Grace Church, and it's a $5 admission fee, and you get 7 wonderful tastings of chocolate. We also have over 200 items for our silent auction, and we have lunch available for purchase. So hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joyce Bouchard. I'm the Children's Ministry Director here at Calvary Bible Church. And we're having a trunk or treat on October 27th from 5 to 7 here. And we have a really good time. So if you know anybody likes they can dress up and come and get candy, please join us.
Any other announcements? So RPD will be participating in Wonder Feet's Trunk or Treat. I think that's on the 20th, the Sunday. Yeah, am I right? Did I get that date right? I will be there eating our candy. So somebody said I need like $300 worth of candy. Can you imagine? There might be just be pulling my leg, but that seems like excessive. I don't know if our RMC staff, what do you think about that? I don't think on the health side we should be. I might cap it at $100, but. Oh, okay. You would increase that? All right. Because I don't want to be like the cops ran out of candy, right? That's really bad. And then we're giving out like other stuff in the car, like here, take a tourniquet, here, fire extinguisher, yeah. Right, exactly. So try to come out for that. We will be there. That's noon to 4. Let's see. Jamie, you're here. I heard you're signing up for karaoke. Yeah. Or was it that did you have a report out from the health committee? Maybe that was it. If you could. Come on up.
Sorry, I came in late. All right. Hi, everybody. Jamie Bentley. I'm the chair of the Project Division Health Committee meeting. Co-chair Jane Borhill is my lovely co-chair for that committee as well. I'm going to make you do this at least once. We have been coming together and having conversations around the community health needs assessment. We are focusing a lot right now on asset mapping and really trying to understand the programs that are existing currently in our community that are addressing some of our health priority needs. And those needs, which were just recently identified, are access to care, specifically some of our health care and mental health care, community connectivity around mobility, as well as infrastructure and social isolation, and community safety. And so we're really working hard within our community, going to multiple different groups, as well as using that health committee to fill out that asset mapping aspect, so we can understand and see where the gaps are, and then hopefully focus our efforts on some of those gaps that we might be able to address. On top of that, I also work with the non-opiate committee, which is a subcommittee of the health committee. That group has been meeting for quite some time over the years, and originally started by Clay Gilbert, who some of you probably remember, and we all love dearly. We miss him. He retired. I'm going to put that out there. But that group gets together and we talk a lot around substance use and substance use education, and trying to figure out the different ways that that group can communicate with our community about substance use, reducing stigma, and educating folks around some of the issues that we're facing. Within that meeting, we had a very in-depth discussion around housing and how the housing crisis is impacting some of the work that folks within substance use field are seeing, and how that has exacerbated some of the needs of the folks that they are trying to serve. And so we're working on trying to develop a letter that we could send out just as a way to feel like we're doing something. I'm sure many of us feel pretty hopeless or helpless when it comes to the housing crisis of what we can actually do. And so you might hear more from me around that aspect as we try from that group, try to pull in some more community members. So that's my update. Questions? Oh, we meet every third Tuesday. It's next week. Yeah. Third Tuesday from 11 to 12. It's a virtual meeting, so if you are not on the listserv and want to attend that meeting, just let me know. Or actually let Jing know. Yeah, over there. Okay, thank you.
And I think for the rest of the meeting and maybe the rest of the week, if you have anything you need to get done, please just call Jane and she'll take care of that for you. To include DoorDash, right? Volunteer committee, Eric, do you have anything you want to? Or, excuse me, education and training. Thank you. That's right.
Good. Can't we just, like, when Kiana's not here, it's so much better. Anyway. So I've got two different pieces for you all. So I'm Eric Pulver. I am the co-chair of the Education and Training Committee with Dr. Margaret Miles over there at Castleton. And we have our next meeting is next Friday at 1 p.m. So we're going to hopefully kind of get this ball rolling a little more. So if you're interested in educations or trainings or supporting any of that, please let me know. I'll get you on the listserv, not Jane. Let's just be clear there. She'll do everything else, especially for Matt over here. So yeah, one of the things that we might be talking about, which is going to segue me into the next piece, is that last Friday, several of the committee chairs met at the Pride Center here in Rutland. And we had a great discussion around what we all are doing and sort of what the Pride Center is and, you know, what they're doing over there. And so for us at the Education and Training Committee, we might start the discussion on finding or figuring out a training on sort of how to talk to youth on sensitive subjects like sexual health and other things like that. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. And yeah, that'll be great. I think that's it for me.
Youth engagement. Do you guys have anything for us?
Hi, I'm Heather Brilliard. I am the co-facilitator of the Rutland Youth Coalition, which is serving as the youth subcommittee for Project Vision. We had a great monthly meeting a couple weeks ago where we decided on our 2 initiatives that we'll be focusing on this year. So the first being the creation and building of a resource hub as part of the Teen Drop-In Center. So we're really excited to announce that the Teen Drop-In Center is officially open for drop-in hours. It was super exciting. That was one of our initiatives last year. Off the top of my head, I believe it's Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, but Nicole Rice from the Boys and Girls Club could definitely give you a little more information about that. But we're really excited to be open, and now we really want to utilize that space to be able to be that center for all information for youth. So if you want to be a part of that, or you have any resources or information you want to be a part of that, please reach out. The other initiative we decided on this year is transportation, safe transportation for youth. It's something that's come up a lot when we've had conversations with youth in our area. They're not feeling safe or not feeling they have the resources or knowing about the transportation available. So we had a great discussion about, some things we can do to help in this area. It's definitely a tough one. But things like, emphasizing a bike or walk to school day and making sure we have like a safe route to do that, and introducing youth to be able to do that, or partnering youth with an older population in our community that's more comfortable using the bus and helping to train them to use the bus. So a lot of great ideas. There's a lot of work to be done in this area, but hopefully we'll have some more updates on this in the coming months. So we meet virtually as well the first Tuesday of every month. If you'd like to be a part of the meetings, please reach out to myself. Thank you.
Pat, I'm not going to bother you today. So Pat Hunter is my co-chair on community policing. So in our committee, we've been focused a lot on the city, looking what can we do environmentally in parts of the city to change appearance, structure, whatever, visibility, lighting, things like that, to make it less appealing to criminal activity or less appealing to dysfunction, that type of thing. It's not necessarily the broken windows theory. You may have heard of that. That came out of New York City. Although there's aspects of that where you see trash, you clean it up, broken windows, you repair them, graffiti, you cover it. We're trying to look at space where, how much time do we spend there? Are there things that we can do with lighting and visibility? At the south end of Baxter Street is a really good example where we had a building that was blighted due to fire, grown-up trees, just neglect. That we were finding a tremendous amount of drug paraphernalia, needles, beer cans, things of that nature. It was just in disrepair. We did go in there and as the city, and we worked together through the different departments. We cut down some trees, we cleaned some spaces up. And interestingly enough, I was there just the other day when a young mom was pushing a baby stroller up the little walkway, the pedestrian walkway that goes from Baxter Street to the Vermont Farmers Food Center. And he goes, "This is the easiest time I've ever had going up this path, because usually you need a off-road Jeep to do it." So these type of things, they make a difference. And what that does for the neighborhood is it makes people feel safer, because you don't see a bunch of sketchy activity going on in some of these spaces, and it's cleaner. And we're trying to take that model and just approach a bunch of different areas. So I connected with the Rec and Parks Department and with the Department of Public Works for a graffiti project where we would be soliciting spots where, hey, we have some unwanted graffiti, and then as a team we'd volunteer our time and go out and take care of that. My plan was to hand that over to Kiana, but since then I got a call from the Department of Corrections that is starting up another work crew type of program that has had gone away for a while. And so I connected them right back with DPW and the rec department. So this is excellent. So people now that have committed low-level offenses now have the opportunity to serve their sentence by giving back and helping in the city, cleaning up some blight and graffiti and things like that. So pretty excited about that. So we're about that time. I want to make sure I don't forget this. I want to get our positive stories out because sometimes we miss that when we go to networking. So I want to do it now. Any positive or uplifting stories from any of you folks of what's been happening recently? Anyway. Not you, Jan, because you got too much going on. Anybody else? Yeah, you get the mics. Mic's coming to you, Elise.
Well, I just really want to compliment the community resource staff that's been going out into the community and working with our elderly population. I've had 3 referrals myself, helping to get somebody out of a house that was suffering from dementia. Another woman who was falling into dementia was able to stay in her house until she passed away. And the third person was creating chaos in the community, and the community resource team was able to go in and talk with her and see that she was safe and that she was feeling safe and getting the services that she needed if she needed them. So I just would like to give a shout out for that community resource team.
So in the Vision Center, on the Outreach Division, I have 3 community resource specialists, Julie Fitzgibbons, Sequoia Woodard-Dixon, and Taylor Cohen, and you've probably seen at least 2 of them here. They're not here now because they are busy shagging calls with the officers, so they do take non-criminal calls, minor car accidents that don't require an investigator, you name it. So they've been really busy, but they also have been getting some of these very complicated cases where people, either family don't know how to navigate services from maybe the Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging. They don't understand that choices for care or how to, get involved with Beata. Some folks actually need us to do referrals to Adult Protective Services for self-neglect and other things. So they're complicated. There's usually a lot of family involved and a lot of emotion. They just do a really nice job of taking time and meeting with folks and getting some real positive outcomes. And that translates to the call volume, because if you're somebody that has the onset of dementia or Alzheimer's and you're seeing things that aren't there through no fault of your own, but you feel like there's an intruder in your house and you call 911 91 times, there's an impact on patrol. And the reality is it's not a police response that we needed. We needed something like this with these folks that can connect folks to get them to their doctor, have some assessments done, have a determination of someone of diminished capacity, which opens other doors. And these are all things that the police never knew anything about, and we're learning on the fly, and we're getting better all the time. But then we can also connect with other partners. So thank you for that, Elise. I'll make sure they hear about the kudos. Okay, October. Oh, we got one more? Oh, Sarah, what do you got for me? Come on. Yeah, Sarah's our homie from the north. Want to give a report? How are things going up in Addison? Go ahead, give her the mic. Come on.
Things are going great. Thank you all.
Okay, let's get it. So this is our 1-year anniversary of the Outreach Care Team. It seems like we just started, and I can't believe a year has gone by. And Tia deferred to me today. I don't know that was a great idea. I'm feeling spicy. Anyway, so we got the team here, and I'm going to have them all introduce themselves because this is really cool. So we have the Medical Reserve Corps here. We have Tia here with the Free Clinic, or Rutland County Health Partners. Did I get that right, Tia? We have Community Care Network. We have the Turning Point Center, the City Police, the Department of Health, because Chad, you're part of the team too, buddy. So, yep, I got the Medical Reserve Corps. So I'm going to have them come up and introduce themselves and tell a little bit about what they do, and then maybe you and I, Tia, can kind of give a description of what's happening out there. And then I'd like to open the floor for you folks to really ask the team here about their experience or any questions you have for them. And I would like for you all to hear from their perspective what we're doing out there, especially you, Angela, because you're the glue, right? All right, so actually, Angela, why don't you come up and introduce yourself and start us off?
Hello, I'm Angela French, and I work with Rutland Mental Health, but for OCT I do street outreach, and I've been doing it. Sure. Did you hear about anything I said? Okay. Yeah, so I've been doing this since October 31st, I think, Halloween. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'll talk after.
All right, how about Dave?
Hi everyone, my name's Dave Carlson. I'm a retired substance abuse counselor and a recovery coach at Turning Point, and I got volunteered at Health Partners to show up for this thing that Matt was forming, and it's following Matt, I've seen all these wonderful things underneath the River Street Bridge and down roads that don't even have names to find tent sites. And I know the single stupidest, proudest thing I probably recovered over 1,000 needles in the last year after our last little big haul of off of Curtis Avenue. So those are the things I look forward to now. So thank you.
All right, Candy.
Hello, I'm Candy Rains.
You don't need the mic.
No, I don't. Professional teacher. I'm an emergency medical technician and an outdoor emergency care technician with the Ski Patrol. I'm used to doing...
Because we're recording for ITV.
Okay, I'll start over. My name is Candy Rains of Rutland City. I'm an emergency medical technician as well as an outdoor emergency care technician with the Ski Patrol. And my part with the outreach care team is to provide basic first aid, medical services, and referrals to other medical agencies or physicians so that people can get the care that they need. And I will just say that what we're seeing is mental health issues, dental issues, severe dental issues, people in pain, all kinds of wounds related to living rough, as they say in Britain, and from drug use. Okay. Thank you.
Can y'all hear? Yeah, I guess so. Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a recovery coach and a peer support specialist who works at Turning Point. I myself am a person in recovery and have struggled with a lot of the issues that we're seeing out with the outreach care team. So, basically what I do on the team is connect them to SUD services, so substance use disorder services, whether that's residential treatment, whether that's transitional housing, whether that's AA and NA meetings or other alternative forms of recovery meetings. It's really just to let them know what sort of resources are available in the recovery community, because along with the mental health piece, there is a lot of substance use disorder, as I'm sure everybody knows, in the individuals that we work with. So we are hoping to connect them. It's sort of just putting yourself out there and hoping that people will respond, giving out a lot of cards and names and just letting people know that there are resources available, that there is, a recovery community in Rutland, because a lot of times people feel like there isn't, and there's no other way. But, it's some of the success stories that we see when people get into treatment, the light coming back on in their eyes, feeling like a person again, and then, just not being as likely to return to that lifestyle once, getting set up with services. The mental health piece is huge, and that is a separate issue from the SUD that we do at Turning Point. But that's why we work so closely with Community Care Network and Evergreen and Serenity House and Valley Vista and all the other agencies in the area to try to hopefully get people set up with long-term recovery. So, yeah, any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
I'm a little short. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so I'll reintroduce myself again, maybe. Okay, I'm Bailey. I'm a substance use case manager with Community Care Network out of Rutland Mental Health. A lot of what I do is similar to Alex and Angela. We kind of work together as a team to get people resources. A lot of times I'm working with the homeless, people with mental illness, getting people into rehabilitation centers. Once a month I visit Serenity House and I do a presentation to engage people into our services, and that's basically what I do, is just lend a listening ear and listen to the stories and let people know that this is not something they have to go through alone, and this is something that our community wants to support them with. Thank you.
And you guys know me and my contribution to the team. It used to be driving the command post, and I bought donuts and coffee. Yeah, and that was a big hit. I want that noted, because I don't do any of the other stuff. But it's the magic, I think, of the team, and we'll get to our other, because we couldn't do this without some support. But the magic early on of the team was that we were in this vehicle, and we would end up on Facebook. I'm like, what's going on down on the flats? You know, well, it was us handing out coffee and donuts, and just interacting with people in space. That's how I like to describe it. So we go to areas that are in dysfunction where people are doing life, and we do life with them. And it takes a long time. We keep showing up, and we're bringing hand warmers, and we're bringing maybe some wet wipes, and we're giving folks maybe some, hygiene kits and things like that, and a donut and coffee. Because sometimes you need to do that first to get the other stuff. But anyway, so it's like almost like a predator. Like I'm luring people in with donuts, and I'm like, and this is Dave. And then Dave jumps on them and give me your needles. No. Anyway. So, but it's that bit where, and then the other cool part about the team, since we were together, is we kind of vouch for each other. So I can't tell you how many times I've known someone for years that's been living, a difficult life on the street, and I'm like, hey, this is Dave, and he's cool. You can talk to him. It's okay. No one here is gonna. But we're all together in this vehicle, and then just when we're not working with somebody and we're just traversing the city we're building rapport with each other organizationally, right? And that has been so special. But then, of course, my truck died. And like for real, like at the junkyard in Granville, done. So have an update. I received an email from Marble Valley Transit that they have put in a request to transfer one of their paratransit buses to us at the city police. It's no longer meeting their need, but it's in good shape, and it's something that we desperately need. So I look forward to that, and when I do get it, when we have one of our meetings, it will be parked in the parking lot, and you'll all have to get in it and look. Okay. It's that important. Okay, so that's sort of my contribution to the team. But we also have Eric and Tia and Chad. Who wants to take or maybe all of you, yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Chad Peterson. I'm the epidemiologist at Vermont Department of Health. I'm helping out with the OCT team, trying to collect all the data on the work that they're doing to tell a story that we can share with everyone else, with the community, of the amazing work that they're doing that otherwise might kind of get swept under the rug and out of sight. Definitely been a long journey. I don't have anything groundbreaking to report yet, but we're hoping pretty soon I'll be able to work on some monthly reports that we'll share out with the team, and eventually, hopefully, maybe out to you all.
I do just want to point out one thing, which is Chad is incredibly modest and humble. The work that he does behind the scenes with the data is extraordinary, and just to put that in perspective, he was able to find currently 54 different variables that he is tracking for the outreach care team right now, and so he sells it short. So I want to make sure that we don't sell that short. So yes, Alex, you're right. Let's clap. So obviously I'm back again. You can't get rid of me. And so my contribution is with Candace and Candy and the other Medical Reserve Corps volunteers that are on the team. We have currently 4 to 5 that rotate in and out depending on the week, but Candy is our superstar. She is pretty much there, I want to say every week, every single week. And so when I was just starting at the Department of Health last year, Tia and Matt came to me and were like, they want to start this outreach care team, they want to send out people into the field, and would the Medical Reserve Corps be interested in that? And my very first reaction was like, hell yeah. So we sort of started talking about this, and I just was able to see that this was a big deal, and that we wanted to support this not only from the Medical Reserve Corps side, but from the Department of Health side. Because the work that the outreach care team is doing is groundbreaking, it's revolutionary, it's amazing to bring together separate disciplines, separate community partners into one team that goes out once a week, that's been now doing it for a year. That's, an incredible thing that we're able to accomplish here. And so I know that for myself, we want to continue supporting this team long into the future, and we want to make sure that it can be the best that it can be. So one of the things that we're also working on as sort of the support role on the VDH side, the Department of Health side, is to kind of look at strategy and making sure that, the team is moving together, in the same direction. And so we're actually going to have here in 2 weeks a strategy meeting with all the partners. You all here, you have to go. I'm glad I've got you right here. So that way we can talk about what are the goals for 2025 and how can we keep moving the outreach team forward. So, yes. I'm going to turn it over to Beata. She is my co-coordinator for the Medical Reserve Corps, and she works in Middlebury.
Yes, hi. My name is Beata Anke Jensen. I am the emergency specialist in the Middlebury office of local health. And you might ask, what am I doing here in Rutland? For a period of time before Eric arrived on the scene in Rutland, I was the coordinator for the Rutland-Addison Medical Reserve Corps unit. And before the outreach care team started, when it was just a twinkle in the eye of someone, I met Tia working in Brandon, trying to figure out ways of reaching community members who don't have access to health. And we worked together also with the Medical Reserve Corps volunteers, as going to Killington, other outreach efforts. And out of that grew this idea that, can we use the Medical Reserve Corps for an outreach care team in Rutland? And of course the answer was, like you said, hell yes. So that was really great. And to see it all coming together last year and getting all the legal forms from VDH part, we had to be very careful about the language we're using and getting all of that done first, and then we can kind of give green light to having Medical Reserve Corps volunteers going out in the field. And I have to say, it's really wonderful to see all of you working together and reaching people who really, really need help. So thank you for everything you do.
So my name's Tia Polino. I'm the Executive Director of Rutland County Health Partners, more commonly known as the Rutland Free Clinic. And I really do have to say that this experience has been really, really significant, I think, for this community, and I hope for more communities in the future. I think our goal at first, coming together and understanding the impact that an interagency team could have in more of a localized area with some specific needs that we're really struggling to address them or even resolve some of them. And so when we talked about, how do we start? What are we going to do? What is this going to look like? Everybody kind of had that role that they were coming into. And one very special thing is we brought in these individuals from different agencies, different organizations, different perspectives perhaps, and immediately they blended very well. And I think the fact of having a vehicle and having someone like Matt, Commander Prouty, who, this team goes out every Wednesday morning for 2.5 to 3 hours, and every other Monday morning for about the same time. They're not out there a lot of hours, a lot of days, but they're consistent. They're out there every week, and that was one of the first goals we wanted. We didn't want this, well, maybe we can get together and get out there this week, and we'll see about next week. No, the first thing we wanted to show these people that really needed services and are probably the hardest members of our population here in the city to get services to connect to services. We had to step up. We had to try something new. And the first thing was they don't trust anyone, They've already had a lot of experiences, many, many experiences. They hardly trust one another most days. They certainly don't trust someone that just comes in. And we started the end of October, and I believe it was sometime in January when, so usually Dave, as the field assistant, he is a stability. He is always there. Candace, I'll tell a quick little story about, really stepped up and has adopted the role of that first aid responder, that clinical role that's there. But the first time they came back was in January and said that someone actually walked up to them and asked a question about services and so that's, over 3 months before someone was approaching the team, members of the team. And since then, I think it's only progressed, These individuals, I think, are more likely to seek out care because they know there is this team, there are these faces that they know are going to be there for them, and they know why they're there, and they trust them. There's a level of trust that's beginning to develop. When we lost the vehicle, we saw a difference in how the team was working together without having that vehicle to ride in and to share as they're out there for those few hours. So I'm really happy that that's coming back because I think that's a really significant element. And it's another way for people out there to recognize the team. But another story that lends to that consistency and just showing up and is just, I think, within the past month, that every now and then Candace might need a day off, and there was another RN from the MRC filling in for her. And there was an individual that could use some first aid care. And the nurse noticed that. Actually, her name is Jessica Dews, and another nurse that fills in is Joanne Calvi. And she is also a volunteer with the MRC, and she couldn't be here today. But they said she offered to provide first aid care, and the gentleman declined and said he knew Candy would be back next week, and he would wait till she came back. So, yeah. So I just can't say enough about how the team has come together. I think we have met those goals that we initially spoke of. You know, what was this first, you know, what did the team look like? What did we hope to accomplish? And we went out there and we did that. So what's really exciting now is, as Eric says, we're going to come together. And as much as I really do not favor the term strategic plan, we will. Yes. I think we're really excited to do that, to come together and really share those experiences and have everyone be able to share their opinions on this is what I feel could be next in the area of mental health care. This is what I feel could be next in the area of just access to health care and getting people, which is, I see as the next challenge. How do we get the folks that need the care from that field, that street level medicine, into the clinic, right? So they can get that extraction they need, so they can get that, you know, wound care, or that referral for orthopedics, or more, you know, pre-diabetes, medications. But it's coming, and it's going to happen because we have such a committed and devoted team that has started this project off. So thank you all very much. Maybe my dirty iPad.
So before we go eat cake, and you have access to all of these amazing people, I want you to know that originally, this idea, at least for me, came from Pat Hunter, who keeps asking me to read books. And she gave me this book called Rough Sleepers, and it's a book about a doctor in Boston starting in the mid-'80s that worked for Mass General, and after he finished his residency was asked by the medical executives to take on this role working in some sheltering. And it started with him going into a shelter that was run by nurses, and he started out by having to wash feet. And they took his stethoscope and like put it away somewhere. It's like, you're not going to need that. And he was maybe getting a little bit uppity, and one of the street folks that was getting his feet washed said, just be quiet and do what you're told. And he did. And I just think there was something so powerful about that, because what a lot of people don't know is the feet tell a lot about your health, right? And anyway, so going through this process, I'm reading this book, and every night these folks from Mass General with this doctor would get in their van and drive around Boston and meet people and do the thing. And some people they'd bring to shelter, some needed to go to the ER, whatever. And I couldn't help but think, as I was reading this book, I'm like, how powerful could this have been if it wasn't siloed in just medical? What if there was a substance use peer in the vehicle? What if there was a mental health clinician? What if, right? What if there was someone from law enforcement that knows the population maybe better than the medical folks do? And that's kind of where this came from. So I sort of wrote out a little schematic on my whiteboard in the Vision Center in April. And I said, but I need a champion to do this. And I called Adam Sancic, and I said, I think the free clinic would be a great spot to tap into here because of the work. And I used to be on the board at the free clinic years ago. So that's sort of how this all came together. But the cool part about it is we applied for money and we didn't get it because I'm going to give the state a hard time for a second, so I apologize, state people. Yeah. Like anything else that comes with state money, there was a bunch of strings attached of things that we had to do, deliverables, in order to get that money. And I think at the end of the day, we decided, you know what? We were going to make the adjustment within our own organizations and move forward. And we did that. And that's, although there are some grants out there that are going to some of the organizations that are on the team, it wasn't one specific pot of money from the state. And I think that's pretty telling that these organizations were all in. It's like, we're going to make this work, even if we're going out of our own coffers. And but having Chad as an epidemiologist looking at her data, maybe going forward, we'll be able to apply for some cash and keep this thing going. So I would like, at this point, adjourn from here. Oh, question?
Hi, my name is Jean, and I'm from Rutland Regional Medical Center, and I just want to share with this team that I just came back from the UVM Health Equity Summit. And one of the things that they talked about that Dartmouth, in conjunction with Lebanon EMT and firefighters, is a mobile integrated health unit. And what they're calling it is a community paramedicine, which is very similar to what you guys are doing. You're not alone. So you have people that you can reach out to get some suggestions and how it's working for them.
Thank you. Ellie. Oh, Sarah, did I just get the mic taken away from you? Make sure the mic goes back to Sarah Stearns, folks.
Sarah, if you want it first, that's fine. I have two things to share. One is the book that you were just talking about. So yesterday, the book came up at Companions in Wholeness. We had our volunteers read a book, and we've been doing this book group. And that was the first book we read. And after we read the book, I put it on the bookshelf, and a lot of our folks in our community that come into Companions in Wholeness took the book to read it. One of them came in yesterday, made a big announcement. This book, everybody's got to read this book here. This is a great book. And I called the publisher, and they're sending the church 12 copies.
Excellent.
So folks in our community can read this book, because this book will give us hope. And it was just so moving that they were all like clapping and like, oh yeah, we want the book, we want the book. So anyway, I wanted to share that. The other thing I wanted to share is this team. I just can't say enough about how amazing you are. They come by Companions in Wholeness, where, as you know, a lot of the folks are gathering every day, Monday through Thursday. I wish we could be open 7 days, because they really need it right now, but we aren't. But the care they provide, the concern they have for everybody, it's just amazing, and it just does our heart good to have you here. So I just wanted to thank you publicly. Thank you.
Stand up, folks. Well done. Okay, well, without further ado, actually, Pat did give me another book. It's called High Conflict, and it helps me to resolve, issues of mediation, and it's basically between me and Angela. Yeah. So that's why I have to read that book. But anyway, we have cake in the whatever you call that part of the church. So thank you all.